All right, guys, we are on what I believe to be our second to last unit, and it's not even a full unit because we're actually splitting chapter 7 up into two parts. So this first unit, we're going to be talking about polynomials, writing them in standard form, adding and subtracting them, and multiplying them. And then the next unit, we do a little bit more with them, but today we're going to start out with kind of the basics. So if you want one of these note packets, just stop in and see me. I've got plenty of extras. Today there's going to be a lot of vocab, so just warn you, there's going to be some vocab. So there's a couple of different types of polynomials that we're going to deal with. First thing we're going to talk about is what is a monomial. So a monomial is a number, a variable, or a combo of numbers and variables, a combo of both. The main thing with a monomial is it is just one term. So for like example, we could have the number 2 is a monomial. X is a monomial. Notice there's nothing being added or subtracted. Or you could have 2x is a monomial. Still, again, nothing being added or subtracted. Negative 2x squared y cubed. That's a monomial. Again, nothing being added or subtracted. That's what a monomial is. So today you're going to hear me talk a lot about degrees. And we're not talking about the temperature outside, even though it is starting to warm up. Degree has to do with exponents. And when we are finding the degree of a monomial, what we do is we find the sum of all exponents. So, like for example, if I have the number 2, there's no variable. So that means that this has an exponent or a degree of 0. If I have an x, this x technically is a variable. It has an exponent of 1. If you have negative 2x squared y cubed, add all of the exponents together and we would have a degree of 5. So with your monomials, when there's no addition or subtraction going on, you add your exponents. So like for this one right here, the degree, add your exponents. 3 plus 5 is 8. For number 2, this x has an exponent of 1 that's not written. This y has an exponent of 1 that's not written. 4 plus 1 is 6. 125 does not have a variable, so this would have a degree of 0. For x, there's your variable. It does have an exponent of 1, so this would have a degree of 1. Add your exponents, 14, exponent 4. So when it's a monomial, it's actually a little bit easier. When we get into polynomials, you've got to be a little bit more careful. So polynomials are basically taking monomials and finding the sum or the difference. So it's 2 or more terms being added or subtracted. So you're going to see them being added or subtracted together. So like 2x plus 1, you're actually going to see the addition. Or you could have like 3x squared plus x minus 2. So that's a polynomial. With a polynomial, we're going to be naming them. The first way we name them is based off of the degree. The degree of a polynomial, so monomial meant that we added all of the exponents together. That's when you just have 1. When you have a polynomial, when you have multiple variables and multiple terms going on, the degree is going to be whatever the largest exponent of all terms. So like for 3x squared plus x minus 2, of those 3 terms, 1, 2, 3, the largest exponent is a 2. So the degree of this one would be a degree of 2. And it's going to be important that you know what degree means. And then standard form, the other thing you're going to do today is you will be writing these in standard form. When you write them in standard form, and this is where my type A personality has been in effect for the entire unit because some people don't, I mean for the entire year, because some people don't know what standard form is, and some people still write them in standard form but don't really know they're doing it. But what standard form is, when you write terms in order from largest to smallest exponent. So, for example, if I had x cubed plus x to the fourth minus x squared, this is not in standard form. The term with the largest exponent is a positive x to the fourth, so that goes first. Next smallest is an x cubed, and that's a positive 1, so plus x cubed. And then the smallest exponent is this x squared. There's a minus sign in front of it, so you write minus x squared. This is in standard form, so you're going to be writing them from largest to smallest. Right here, this little chart right here is going to be your BFF. It's going to definitely be something that you use a lot today. You're going to have to name your polynomials, so that's going to be huge. Once you simplify your polynomials by combining like terms, which we've done before, you will be doing that again today. When you combine like terms, just remember that you leave the exponents alone. You only add and subtract the numbers that are out in front, if there's any of that happening. But after you've combined like terms and you've written it in standard form, you can name the polynomial based on the degree, so that largest exponent of the polynomial, and the number of terms that it contains. So all of your polynomials today will have two names. First name is going to be either constant, linear, quadratic, cubic. I'm going to add one to this. If it has a highest degree of 4, it is called a quartic. So we're going to add that one. Quartic, or if it has anything bigger than 5 or more, you would say like 5th degree polynomial, 6th degree polynomial. So this is the first way that you're going to name them, based off of the highest degree. The second way that you're going to name them, it has a first name and a last name. So first name, based off of the degree. The last name is how many terms it has. So does it have just one term? It's called a binomial. Does it have 2 terms? It's called a binomial. I'm sorry, 1 term monomial, 2 terms binomial, 3 terms trinomial. 4 or more, you're going to say a polynomial with 5 terms, or polynomial with 6 terms, something like that. So let's take a look at a couple of examples, and then you're off and running today. Today you're just writing them in standard form and then naming them. And we're not going to do all of these. Maybe we will. Let's see. So for number 7, first thing we have to do is write these in standard form. So 4x squared plus 5. Largest exponent is a 2, and it does go down already. So this actually is already written in standard form. We got kind of lucky. Then it says to name it. So the largest exponent is a 2. So I go up here. Largest exponent is a 2. First name is a quadratic. And then the last name is how many terms do I have? I have 1, 2 terms. This is a binomial. And that's it, quadratic binomial. Number 8 here. First thing I notice is this is not in standard form. Largest exponent is a 3. So this 9x cubed has to come first. Then this negative 3x comes, because that has an exponent of 1. And then 8, that constant right there, that number that has no variables, will always go on the end. And that is a positive 8. So there's my standard form. Then I have to name it. Largest exponent is a 3. 3 means that this is a cubic. And then there are 1, 2, 3 terms. 3 terms means that this is a trinomial. And that's all you're doing today. For number 9, so this is not in standard form. The x has an exponent of 1. The 7 has no exponents or no variable, so it's always going to go on the end. So this is a negative 8x. x, and then you put the plus 7 on the end. That's standard form. So now we have to name it. This x has an exponent of 1, so largest exponent is 1, means that this is linear. And there are 2 terms, so this is a binomial. Hopefully this is making sense. For number 10, I'll even switch colors up a little bit to keep it interesting for you guys. Maybe we'll do green. How about that? So for number 10, I have some combining like terms that can happen here. X to the 4th, 3x to the 4th. Add them together and I get 4x to the 4th. Next largest exponent, or like next smallest, would be the x squared. So that's a plus 10x squared. Use the signs it has. And then minus 7. So there's my standard form. Now to name it, largest exponent is a 4. Largest exponent is a 4, that is a quartic. And then there are 1, 2, 3 terms, trinomial. Number 11, there are no other terms here, so that is already in standard form. Largest exponent is an 11, so we don't have anything, we don't have a special name for it, so you would just put 11th degree, and then don't put polynomial because we're going to name it here. There's only one term, 11th degree monomial. That's how you would name it. And then last one for today, number 12, largest exponent is this 2. There's a negative sign out in front of it, so negative x squared, and then minus 7x plus 4. So there's my standard form. Largest exponent is a 2, which means it's quadratic. And there are 1, 2, 3 terms, trinomial. Pay attention to the directions today. Make sure you're answering things completely. And we will be coming back to this on Friday as well. But this is a good start for you today.